Hello all, welcome back to my channel, Advocate Jayashree's Musings on Law. Happy Constitution Day. Today, I'll have a small talk about the Constitution of India, the terms socialist and secular. These two terms were not originally there in the Constitution of India. It was not written, but it was included in the 42nd Amendment passed in the year 1976. And the recent judgment of the Hon'ble Supreme Court upholds the inclusion of the terms socialist and secular. We'll just have a very general discussion about what is socialist and what is secular, though all of us are very much aware about all these terms. Socialist means being equal to all, the economy being equal to all classes of people, irrespective of the religion, caste, creed, and the class, the race. We don't have any race here, but still it is included in the Constitution, and the class of people. So basically equality, economic equality is being socialist in nature. And then we have the term secular. Secular once again means equality in terms of religion. In the sense, all religions are one and the same. Everyone has the right to practice whichever religion they want to. They can profess and practice any religion that they want to profess or practice. Profess and practice. So these are the two terms which were included in the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution of India. Now, the recent case which was before the Hon'ble Supreme Court was filed in the year 2020, for a reason saying that it should not have a retrospective effect, and which is violative of law, and there were a few reasons for the filing of the petition before the Hon'ble Supreme Court. But then the Hon'ble Supreme Court said that the Constitution is a subject which is meant to be changed as the times pass by and as the requirements are being met. Whenever the requirement should be met, the Constitution can be changed accordingly. We have many amendments of the Constitutions, but only these two terms were included. Rest all we have. See, already we have the rights, fundamental rights under Article 14, which says that we can profess any religion, we can practice any profession. So these are all, reflective of the terms socialist and secular. Again, including it in the preamble, of course, it has its own advantages and disadvantages, whatever are there. But let us not go into the nitty-gritties of why it was amended, how it was amended and all that. I just wanted to give you a fair idea. So, now looking at the scenario and the Hon'ble Supreme Court upholding the terms socialist and secular in the Constitution of India, let us have a very practical outlook about this. Do we really practice secularism? Do we really practice a socialist economy? Recent developments have shown us that there are movements towards the socialist economy where all of us are now almost equal. So as you can see, earlier the sweepers or probably the road sweepers, the maid servants, the construction workers, the people did not have even a bank account because they were paid in cash, and it was on a daily basis or weekly basis, whatever it was. They did not have a bank account, and the government was not supportive. Though there were many schemes, probably the people were not aware of such schemes, and therefore they did not avail of those facilities. There are so many probabilities. But now, if you go to see, there has been a movement towards the socialist economy, even though there has been a case saying that these two terms should be removed from the Constitution because it has retrospective effect. Still, we see that there is a requirement for these terms, and there is no harm in the terms being there, but all these years no practical work was being taken towards it. Whereas now you find that people who are in the very lowest strata of society, the lowest class of society, if I may call it, Even they have bank accounts now. Everyone has Aadhaar card, everyone has PAN card, everyone has bank accounts, which is helping them. And there are also various schemes which are being given, like medical education, primary education, higher education, reservations being made. Earlier also there were reservations, now also there are reservations. And nobody can say no, reservation should not be there, because India is still developing and it is not, we cannot say that it is fully developed state. Therefore, the reservations are there and the movement towards socialist economy has begun. And people are being made aware that they have so many facilities, already existing schemes as well as the new schemes which they can avail of. Therefore, the so-called lowest rate of society, the income, the lowest rate of income, people having lowest rate of income, they are also coming up in life. Their children are also coming up in life, which is a very, very impressive one. Now, let me say one thing. To put it in a book is different. All of us can talk, all of us can write, all of us can read in the book saying that ours is a democratic, socialistic and secularism, and we have everything that is good. But putting it into practice is very important, which was missing, which is missing to a slight extent now, but it is being done. There is slight growth of the lowest rate of society, and that all of us are very happy seeing everybody developing. That is how a nation develops. So when everybody is developing, it is good that our country is coming up. Now, if we go to see, India is the largest third largest economy in the world. So this is all due to the progress which is being made on the socialist fronts. Moreover, we have the startups which are coming up, and there is enough schemes and enough loans which are being made available for the startups. Now, all these are not based on classes. Nobody says that business can be started only by a very good businessman. Anybody can start a business provided they know the nitty-gritties, they are being legal, they are being valid, they know how to run a business, or maybe they learn by faults, but it is okay. At least people are being encouraged. Earlier that was not so, because the fear of taking risk was much. Now it is not like that, and surely our nation is progressing. So the term being socialistic, the term socialistic being there in the constitution makes no difference whether it is written or unwritten. What is important is the practical foot which is being taken in order to meet the socialist needs. Next, let us just discuss about the term secular. Secular means anybody has the right, fundamental right, to practice and profess. Profess means teach or preach any religion or faith that they want. All of us are like that. Some of us are Hindus, some of us are Christians, some of us are Jews, some of us are Muslims, some of us are Sikhs. India is a land of diversity. So, when everybody is there, the term secularism also should be equally applied. Now, earlier reservations were made saying that few communities are minorities. But as the Hon'ble Supreme Court upheld, there needs to be a change in the constitution as and when there is a requirement. Now, let me say, earlier secularism and identification of minority institutions, minorities were based on the population. But now the scenario has changed, and people of all religions have contributed to the population. Now, I feel personally, my opinion, as an individual, not as an advocate or something, as an individual, I feel that it is important that we amend the laws accordingly now. Because now the demography has changed, the population has changed. So accordingly, if we have to practice true secularism, then I think it is high time that we recognize that the minorities are no more minorities. Majorities may or may not be majorities, we have no idea. So the census has to be taken, and accordingly, I am not saying there should be a division on the basis of religion. That is not at all needed at this point of time, because we have been a land of secularism, we have been a land of diversity right since ages. Ages. When I mean to say ages, what I mean is even before the independence, or even before the um, the occupations by foreign rulers, before the Mughal era, before the Portuguese, before the Britishers, right from the days of our kings, when India was known as a purely Hindu country. Even at that time, when people came from China, Bhutan, whichever place, they were all invited. And we have the, we have the principle of Atithi Devo Bhava. So that was being followed. Guests are God. So this is what we have been following right since the age of our seers and rishis and all that. So even now it is the same. Though it has changed scenario now, still we practice secularism. So the word secularism and the socialist, these are not actually needed in the Constitution of India. But again, due to the changes in the society, we need to include these terms in the Constitution. But as for practice, we have been doing it since centuries. So this is not a new concept for us. So when I say secularism, again we come back to the term secularism. We need to look at the population and arrange the demography accordingly. Now, secularism, every faith should have equal rights and equal duties. This is what which has to be achieved now. This is one thing which needs to be achieved, as we see, various religions putting forth their own points. Now, I don't support any particular religion or anything like that. All of us are human beings basically, but it is our duty to behave as human beings and give respect to the others and allow others to practice their faith. Now, that is true secularism. Hope the term secularism, which is being upheld by the Hon'ble Supreme Court, hope it translates into practicality, meaning equality of all religions, not putting down any one religion and making up the other religion. There should be an equality even on the basis of religion. Hope this fructifies, and I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.